this is our plan. Not too bad. Not too bad. This is something what we're going for. Something close to it anyway. I don't know how. We'll just get the basic idea down, and then you can play with the cameras, the settings, and effects, and all that fun stuff. So we're going to get that done using our good old VLC here. I should have that sort of zoom in. Yeah, fly in, but whatever. So what we're going to do is a new comp. Let's do, yeah, we're going to leave it at 29. Okay, so we got that. New solid. Doesn't matter what we call it. And I think in that one I used I must have used a ramp. Okay, so we got our color there. Since it's Canada, we're going to do a darker red here. And an even darker red. No, we'll do a brighter red. Just to give it a little bit of difference. So yeah. Not sure which one I like better. Let's also, let's see. Yeah, let's kind of do that. Yeah, I like that. We're going to stick with that there. You just move the anchors wherever you want. Okay, so now we need to import our images. So you just, now this is important for your images. They all have to be in PNG format, and they all have to be numbered in sequence. So picture 1 is number 1, picture 2 is number 2, or 0, however you want to do it, just as long as they're in order. Right, so here we go. Select them all. You see how I got them all ordered there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You probably want to do more than this. You probably want to have like 20 or 30 just to make it more, gives you more variety. But I only have 7 here right now, so we're just going to go with that. You just select them all, select PNG sequence. And it'll give you the file names down there. So you just do import, and you'll have a PNG sequence up here. So you right click, interpret, main. Now this is telling us how many pictures to show in 1 second. Okay, right? It says 30 right now. Since I only got 7, it's going to do 7 in 1/3 of a second. We don't want that. So we want to do, and our frame rate is 30 a sec, or 29 a second. So let's do, let's try 5. Okay, and we want it to loop so that it'll go through those 7 images and then start over again. From the beginning. So the loop doesn't really matter because we're going to take it out part of the way through. So we want to give ourselves some extra time. So we're going to loop it through 30 times. That should give me enough time. Okay. And we'll just drag that onto our comp here. And you see we got them all there. And it'll just keep going around and around and around. All right, and we want to change this so the red gradient sort of takes over. We want to select multiply. So now we got that reddish color in there. All right, now we want to take this and let's do a transform on it. And we got the opacity all the way up, okay? Actually, let's go ahead and duplicate this. Let's do it again. Let's have, okay, I like that. So we are going to do We're going to stagger these. Let's see what that does. Okay, yeah, that gives us a lot more. You know the images are there, but it gives them a little more. They're overlapping a little bit. Okay, so I like that. So now let's take them all and do T for opacity. Actually, let's not quite do that yet. Let's set these back to where they were. There we go. Now let's take them all and set the keyframe for opacity from 100. And let's go, we're going to say 6 seconds in. And then select the opacity to 0. So now we have, and it's slowly fading out. All right. So now we are going to do the stagger. Let's see how that looks. Awesome. And now we're going to do some rotation in those so that they're going to start at a certain angle and then eventually make their way center. And we're going to do the same thing, except for we're going to have them sort of come around at different times, kind of like the opacity. So let's do, I forget which one it is, so we're just going to expand them all. Let me get rid of my camera here. Probably be easier to see. Well, I guess in order to do this, we're going to need to make them all 3D. Because, or will I? Scale, position. I don't remember. Ah, rotation. That's what we need. Rotation. So we're going to select them all. Now we're going to do one at a time. Rotation, let's do... We'll do one that's almost straight up and down. We'll do one just so we can see it there. And we'll do the other one. Why don't I see the other one? Oh, because it hasn't started yet. We want to do the other one. We'll start that one right there. Now we need to get rid of the corners. We need to get rid of the corners up on the top and the bottom there. So what we're going to do is we're going to change the scale on them. So on this one, the scale will need to be about like that. And this one, I can't see. Nope, wrong button. Control Z that to undo that. And scale. And in the end, we're going to have them all stop at the same spot. And on this one, I think this one might be a bad place for a rotation because that scale is going to be really big. Oops, I did it again. It's a scale. We'll just go with it. It's not going to look perfect, but that's what we're going to do. So let's go back up to the top. Select the scale there to set a keyframe. And then we're going to go all the way to the end here and set a keyframe for scale and set it to 100. We're just going to hide the other ones here so we can see how this one works out. Um, oh, I heard this one too. All right. So I didn't add a rotation into it. That's why it's still not quite right. So we got the rotation. I'm going to set a keyframe for there. And here, we want the rotation to be 0. So now let's try that. And I still have a little in the corners here. You can see it in both corners. There's a little bit of red, but I'm not going to worry about that too much because when in the grand scheme, you're not going to notice it. So, okay, we got that. Now let's hide that layer and do the second layer. So we got the scale up already. So let's set the scale keyframe. Go to the how about no? Let's do a rotation keyframe first. So at the beginning, set a keyframe, and at the end, we want to set that rotation to 0. Okay, works out nice. Now we want to change the scale, so set a keyframe for that at the very beginning. And let's go to the end here and set the scale to 100. And since just a little bit there, let's change this ending scale to 120. Just enough to keep those corners good. So now let's select both of these that we have done and see what happens. And it gives us a nice little blur in there without having to do a blur. Okay, so now let's do a third one. And let's set the rotation on it. It's from 90, so we got the beginning there. And let's go to where it goes fully transparent. And we'll set that to 0. Okay. And now we're going to have to change the scale on that to make sure it stays out the whole time. So we want to change that, probably up it just a little bit more. See, that's pretty good. Okay, so we're going to go here. We're going to do something a bit different. We're going to go here, hit another keyframe for scale. That way, it's where it needs to be, and then we're going to shrink it from there. So let's go ahead and add another keyframe here and set this to 100. So it didn't quite work. All right, so let's slide that up to here. Now let's see how that does. Okay, so we can take that down just a little bit. You can take it down a little bit more. And just slide it up a notch or two. A notch or two more. And that's good enough. Okay, so now let's do all three. Let's see how it works. So you know they're there, but they're so it's like background noise. You know there's something there that's related, but you just really don't know. You can't make any specifics out. Okay, so now we got to put in our logo or title. You can use an image or you can use text. I am going to use text, and we're just going to use, I know, okay. I think this will work. I think this will work better. Okay, so let's do a text tool. And let's do, we'll just do freedom. Because I like freedom. And we're going to go ahead and use the align tool to center those. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and select it and increase the font size. Okay, so all right, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Let's go ahead and let's slide that up so it doesn't actually come in until right about there. All right, that works. Slide that back a little bit more. And let's do a T and bring up opacity, set up a keyframe and set it to 0. And we're going to have it come in pretty quick. So let's go ahead and set it into 100 almost right away. Okay. And how about we add another, but we're going to take that. We don't need that second, I don't think. That works pretty good. I like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get rid of this one. We don't need it. So really, that's the basic. I mean, you got it down pretty good right there. All right. Now let's add in an audio file. We're going to use the same one I used in mine. It's called Crescent. And I'll show you where to get stuff like this. Just drag it to the bottom. I'll show you where to get stuff like this, royalty-free stuff, in just a moment. So we're going to let this go and just listen for a second. So yeah, in this one, I'll probably want to make the comp smaller, about 10 seconds. I think that's about what I did on the other one. Okay, so what do we want to do with it now? We can actually let's actually do, we're going to go ahead and duplicate that. Okay, and then we're going to come in here and take the keyframes off of it. All right, so now it's just going to pop in all the way there. So once it gets completely done here, and we'll shrink this one down. So it shouldn't go anywhere. So we got that nice little thing there. So it goes one to the other. Now we're going to add a new solid. I'm going to call this Saber. I think you might be able to see what's going to happen here. So I'd drop that on the solid. Set it right above the second freedom. Go into the saber settings. I'm going to set the preset to neon. And then change the glow intensity down. So it's just a line there. I'm going to customize core, select core type, text layer. And then you select a text layer of the second one. All right. That looks kind of neat too, just like that. But that's not what we want. We want to take this, drag it up to there. Okay, so that works pretty nice. But we need to make this freedom so it's transparent. And you got to give me a second here because it always takes me a moment to find it. Okay, under render settings, you'll have composite and transparent. Okay, see that came in way too fast just to straight neon. So what we're going to do is let's do this. Take this one, transform. I'm going to set a keyframe for opacity and set it to 0. And we want it to come in very quick, so we're only going to go like a couple frames. Set the opacity to 100. Let's see what that does. Not too bad. Now let's change the color. We're going to change it to, it's pink now. Let's change it to a really bright. That's not going to work. I wanted to do a red. Maybe no, white's not going to work. I guess we're kind of stuck with pink or blue. Well, let's see. Oh, there we go. That'll work. And we just got enough white there. Maybe we could change the glow intensity. Oh, no. There we go. We're going to set a flicker to it too. So we want a flicker intensity. Let's change that to just a little bit. And you could see it flicker there, and it's barely noticeable, but it's there. Right? And flicker speed, if that's good. That's good. Now let's do, we can do a start size. That would be good to do like back here where it sort of draws in. So I like that. Let's go with that. So what we need to do now is just trim it down to the right size. We're going to do it right down to 11 seconds. That way it gives us a few moments here of just leaving it. Pretty simple. I like that. Pretty good. That's about 25 minutes worth of doing this. You can do it much faster, but I was also playing around with some stuff here to make it more unique. Like you don't need to do, well, obviously you don't need to do the saber, but you don't need to have so many sequences in there. Like if I just had one, it would work, right? Now, one thing I didn't add here that might make a difference. Let's add a texture in, like I did in the other one. Let's go back up to project, import file. I don't like this texture much. I didn't find a better one. It doesn't work very good for this. Okay, you want to set it to multiply. Oh, no, we need to put that below. Let's try that one. Where did that? I don't like that at all. Yeah, I really don't like that. Let's move this one below. I think it was this saber that screwed up stuff I didn't. Let's remove that other one. Let's move this one back up. Let's just go until that second. We're going to go back until that one freedom is gone. I think what might be better. There we go. That's better. That other. Let's hide this one actually. And make that come in a little bit slower. A little bit slower than that. There we go. I like this better than adding the whole neon to it. Maybe we can change the color a little bit. So instead, of more. We don't want a plain white like that. Just doesn't make it for me. We could convert these to a mask and have that flip continue through this for a few more moments too. That would be kind of neat. But we're not going to go through that now. So let's just we just want to make this a little off white. There. So it's just not so blaring in your face, you know what I mean? Yeah, so that's that. I like that. It's simple. If you know what you want to do, it doesn't take very long. So yeah, that's that. Like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. If this helped you, great. If it didn't, sorry. If you have any comments or questions or whatever, leave them down below. Eventually I'll see them and maybe be able to give you an idea on what I'm doing wrong. I do like having these three in there, then having them all meet up at the end. You see how all the trucks at the end there, they just sort of slide right into each other. I like that. I don't care if you don't or not. I do. So yeah, that's more of a Marvel type look. Obviously, you can change the colors. Let's change the color here for the. Oops. Nope. Back to project. Back into the comp. Okay. Change the color for the gradient ramp. Here on the solid in the very back. Let's change that to more of a purplish. Oops, more of a purplish. Okay. And that changes the whole mood. That's simple. And you can also change. I'm coming up with a lot of ideas here as I go. We're actually gonna hide these for now, just so we have the solid here. Now, okay, so at the beginning, let's send our end ramp here and our start ramp here, okay? And then at the very end, let's slide that start ramp over and slide it down like so. And then the end ramp, we're going to slide it the same, pretty much kind of like it's doing a circle. So now we have, it's not going very fast at all. Which is good. Okay. Now let's drop everything back in there so we can see it all. Oh yeah, that makes a huge difference. But I'm going to change that start and end ramp. Come on, slide over that one more frame. Okay. So we're going to change this so that it actually spins all the way around, so that this is on the bottom instead of the top. And just a little off center there. Perfect. All right. Whoa. What happened there? Okay, so did you set another keyframe there, Joe? I think you might have. You just can't see it. No? What happened here? Okay, so zoom back out. All right, zoom out some more. I don't know what I screwed up there. It looks right. Right in here. I wonder. Oh, I see. They crossed each other. Okay, so let's get rid of these. We want it to end here. So yeah, instead of doing it so much, we're going to go ahead and just do something like that. So it's not Yeah, that'll do. I like that. All right. So now, 10 more minutes in from when the time we were done, this is what we got. Okay. And I promised you I'd show you where to get the royalty-free stuff. It's just Pixa, pixabay.com. And they have photos, like Canada. Got a whole bunch of Canadian photos. And we have sound effects. And you got you preview them, then you download them on the right. And you can select how long you want them. And these are all free. There are, I think, pretty sure there are some you have to pay for. But I don't know. I never got to them. So, yeah, that's all. Like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Hopefully it helped you. If not, I'm sorry. You're out of luck. All right. Have a good day.